Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are listening to the Mariam Mukunda Show on Salam Media, and thank you for joining us. If you've just joined us, well, welcome. This is the first segment of the show, and thank you for choosing Salam Media as your broadcast of choice. I've got Shaista Token on the line, who is the founder of Wiser, that is Women in Social and Economic Reform, here to talk to us about the Wiser webinars. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shaista, shukran for joining me.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I can't really hear you very well, Mariam, but jazakallah for having me on the show.
All right, so we're going to try as best as possible to make this interview a success. Okay, start off by telling us what the Wiser webinars are all about.
Okay, so Wiser is a collaborative platform. It's an invitation to all types of women, all diverse backgrounds with their professional experience as well as expertise to volunteer to speak to other women who are in need of skills development or just a bit of motivation in life, be it in areas of, well, women in social and economic reformation, so areas of marriage, relationships, and then also business as entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, and then any type of reform. So if it's difficult situations like abuse or a rearing of kids or divorce, so we speak about all these type of things at our webinars. And what we actually do is in the same breath, we charge a fee, we ask for sponsorships, and all our proceeds go to an identified NPO or charity organization. Last year, we collaborated with Bethany Homes, which is for abused women. And this year, Alhamdulillah, with the COVID crisis, we were contacted by a group of medical doctors called the Lockdown SIM. And they've actually asked us to raise money for oxygen. These oxygen concentrators will help multiple patients, not only with COVID, but with lung disease. So these webinars were actually strategically placed for the month of August, for Women's Month, to get women excited about their future post-lockdown, but also deal with lockdown issues, and topics are specifically chosen to help them during the period, and all in the same breath of also donating to charity.
Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking about the topics, yesterday you had on Margaret Hirsch from the Hirsch's Home Store. Who else will be speaking, and what topics will be discussed?
Yes, so Alhamdulillah, yesterday Margaret really inspired women economically wiser. Her was her hashtag talking about business, where she started very humbly with actually nothing to her name and where she is now. So a bit of female guidance in terms of how to conduct their money, get independent. We have up next for the next 4 Sundays, the first speaker for next week would be Unaiza Suleiman of the Brow Queen franchise, and she will be actually speaking about marriage, divorce, domestic abuse. So if you've seen and noticed, the stats during lockdown has been crazy in terms of relationship issues. So Unaiza has been through something personal. She'll share her journey, and this whole idea of human rights and gender-based violence will be addressed, and women will be given the strength to identify who they are in their relationships. The third speaker would be Cindy van Zyl, who is a doctor as well as a radio host on Kaya FM, and she in the medical profession will actually teach us as women how to take care of our emotional, mental, as well as our physical well-being. And that's very important, because I think we are the ones taking care. And sometimes when we are ill, we need to know how to take care of ourselves as well. And then we'll discuss a bit of the COVID. Our fourth speaker would be Tarina Patel. She is not only a philanthropist, she's an actress, a model. She was on The Real Housewives of Johannesburg. So her career has transitioned many times over. So she's actually there to provide women with that motivation on how to transition in this period. All of us want to do a side hustle. All of us want to try and help our husbands. Some of us have lost our jobs. So I think that reinvention, how to use our skills and talents, Tarina will talk about all of that to live our best lives. And then lastly, we have Nafisa Gray, who her topic is making the impossible possible. And I think her journey and her struggles from her childhood to where she is with a second marriage, but also in terms of how she had to, as a single income earner, provide for her family as a single parent, rearing kids, and then now most recently adopting a multiracial child. So I think women will be very fascinated to hear that these influencers, these celebrities, these people that are not very accessible to us on normal day to day or networking will be interacting with them, and their true stories will be an inspiration, because at the end of the day, no one's life is perfect. And that's what we at the Wiser platform try and show women, is that all of us have our challenges, but it's what we do with ourselves and how we emerge from this that is actually so important.
That is so true. I mean, many of us follow these influential women on social media, and we only see what they show us. And if we can get a chance to really get into their lives, just to find out a little bit more about them and what they've been through, then it will allow us to appreciate them a little bit more as people, and not just as influencers and celebrities whom we look up to, see on the television, or view on listen to on the radio, having this perfect life. I mean, we can all put a perfect life if we wanted to, but what really goes on behind closed doors, what matters the most.
Definitely.
So
And I think with social media being that portrayal of the beautifulness and the positiveness and the wonderful lives and everything that people aspire to, it actually shows that no one really puts their true self or their true situation out there for others to see. And for millennials, for the young females that are growing up, just looking at beautiful ways to enhance their beauty or how to dress, I think these are the important things that we are trying to provide, to say it's okay to not have perfection. It's okay to be real.
definitely it is. Now, Wiser, earlier on you mentioned how you started Wiser. Now, how is it different from other women empowerment platforms?
So the one thing that I had in mind with the Wiser concept is, apart from it being a vision for empowerment, we are physically taking the money and we are giving it to women to upskill themselves. So at the workshops, every single aspect, so it's financial, it's social, it's living with purpose, we are giving them a toolkit. We are asking them questions. We are teaching them how to face their challenges. As a transformational coach, I've got these skills of how to teach others. So that gets given to them in their booklets. However, through the webinars, I do it online, virtually as well. And then one very unique aspect of Wiser is I follow through the money trail. For example, last year, whatever proceeds we collected, Bethany Homes used it to upskill their ladies in crafts. So the ladies that are even getting the money and the people that are getting the money, I'm seeing it being used immediately, because that's the idea. The idea is not to be another charity organization. That's why I haven't registered as an MPO, because I want to give people to help others with it, where I can help more instead of just doing it by myself. And this time with the medical team, I'm following every oxygen concentrator that is purchased, and I'm seeing which patients and which areas it's going to. We are trying to be as diverse as possible in terms of community reach, because the healthcare sector is struggling and the public and private hospitals are not accessible to most. So I think that's unique, is that I am personally very hands-on in the process of where the money goes to, but also in the education the type of women are receiving. The type of people that come to Wiser need the education, the skills and the development, and that's exactly what we're giving them for free, and sometimes sponsored and donated. So I've got corporates that have given ladies the opportunity to attend the events where the ladies could not normally afford it. Hi, Mariam, can you hear me?
Speaking about the Wiser webinars that is taking place for the month of August, it is priced at 400 Rand for the entire month. But if someone missed out on yesterday's session, for example, or would like to attend maybe just two sessions, is there a special price for that, or do they still pay the complete amount of 400 Rand?
No, so it's actually sold individually at 85 Rand. It's sold
Okay, I
individually
think we've just
85
lost
Rand
Shaista.
per webinar, and 400 Rand was the package, which I tried to make affordable. The idea was not to exploit women in this time because we understand that things are tough, and just to try and get people giving back to those that are in worse situations. So we made it at a minimum fee, which is affordable to others.
Yes. Yeah, it's not always a win-win situation for all of us.
Also, what
Anyways,
is
if you would
great,
like to be
Mariam,
part
is
of
that
the Wiser webinars, you can contact Shaista. She is also on Instagram, and the Wiser webinars are, well, more information is available on Instagram. Shaista, are you there?
T, I'm here.
Hmm. Hmm.
Can you hear me, Mariam?
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media.
Fabric Direct, now open at 224 Brickfield Road, Overport, Durban, offering you a variety of dress fabrics, curtaining, upholstery, wallpaper, and deco. Fabric Direct, quality, price, and a range that speaks for itself. 224 Brickfield Road, Overport, Durban. Fabric Direct, definitely worth a visit.
From the very beginning, you answered Islamic Relief's call. For every hardship, you planted a seed of hope. You've given millions a reason to smile once again. For as long as the call remains, may Allah keep us committed. You've made such a difference being there for us and for them. Thank you for changing their lives. Visit islamicrelief.org.za today to continue changing lives together.
You may be out there in the working space building your future. Perhaps you are as comfortable on the sports field as you are in the boardroom, or hard at work being the best student possible. You could be spending most of your time at home grooming the leaders of tomorrow. Either way, you need to feel confident, strong, and comfortable. Eternity Sanitary Pads, now available at a store close to you.
Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is Salam Media, coming to you live from South Africa.
Yeah, catch us.
Okay, guys, I'm back, and I hope that my network is not going to kick me out once again. Like, I'm literally sitting and holding the router in my hands just so that I can be closer to my device. Anyway, I'm still chatting to Shaista Token, the founder of Wiser, about the Wiser webinars. So it is priced at 85 Rand per session, but 400 Rand for 5 sessions, one of which started yesterday. And the guest speaker there was Margaret Hirsch. Shaista, how can people get some more details about the webinars and to purchase or book their spot for the upcoming ones? Okay. So the campaign is aimed to raise funds for oxygen concentrators for a medical team, and Shaista will be behind this entire project, ensuring that all the funds are going towards the right cause, are going towards purchasing the medical equipment, that the right team is going to be receiving them, etc. And it's not just for the COVID 19 pandemic, but also post COVID, it will be of benefit. Let's Shasta, can you hear me now?
Gee, I can hear you.
All right. So how can people book their spots for the upcoming webinars?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
How can people book their spots for the upcoming webinars?
Oh, okay. So on the Instagram Wiser page, they can directly message me, or they can actually email me at Wiser Collab. So WISERCOLLAB at gmail.com. That's wisercollab@gmail.com. Or very simply, they can just text me 072 565 1265. So that's Shaista token 072 and they can purchase individual workshops. So let's say you are appealing to a relationship workshop or that resonates with you, you can simply just book that for 85 Rand. And I would like to also appeal to sponsors. If they know of ladies that can't afford it, they can actually sponsor others to attend the webinar. And all I do is send them a Zoom link, and it's interactive. They can ask questions, and we are online.
And how long is a session?
So we thought it would be about 40 minutes, but yesterday's went on for an hour. So we're not really hard and fast on rules and things. It just depends on the audience interaction and how much they want to actually learn from the webinar.
All right. So that's fantastic. Sounds like an awesome idea. So if anyone is interested in participating and booking your seat, is space limited?
No. So with Zoom, Alhamdulillah, the virtual platform allows for very many ladies. So up to 100, inshallah. Yesterday we had a good number of 25, and I'm hoping that the others will gain momentum.
Oh, definitely, inshallah. So there you heard it. It's unlimited. So I mean, it's on Zoom, and the best part is you'll be at the comfort of your own home. You don't even have to get dressed if you don't want to. You just sit there, get your popcorn, get your little booklets and whatever, and
I
enjoy.
think, and also if women need to remain anonymous, that's wonderful, because sometimes we're fearful of asking those type of questions and exposing our issues and our problems. So the beautiful part of a virtual workshop online is you can remain anonymous. You can turn off your camera, you can turn off your mic, and you can interact as freely. And as you're saying, sit with a cup of coffee in your PJs, in your slippers. It's wonderful.
And the one thing that I notice about women who want to remain anonymous is because they are afraid of what people will say. Yet there are so many of us experiencing that same situation, that same problem that they might be facing. It just takes courage for one person to step up and say, or to share their problem with the rest. But Alhamdulillah, it's a stepping stone.
And I think wonderful part about the type of speakers we have in Wiser from last year to this year, people that are willing to share their story and actually inspire others, because there's a social stigma attached to the problems that marriages have, or the positive and negative COVID testing. It's little things, but other people may feel the pressures of society, and that actually stops them from speaking up about domestic abuse, from staying in marriages because of something like money, from making mistakes with their kids and not reaching out for help. So it's these little things that we are trying to make into communicating platforms for people to actually hear and listen, that look, others are going through this. There are ways for you to cope, and there are means for you to actually change your life.
All right, Shaista, shukran so much for your time, and I do wish you well with your Wiser webinars as well as future Wiser projects.
Jazakallah so much for having me, Mariam. Thanks so much.
Pleasure. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay. Walaikum salam.
That was a Shaista Token, the founder of Wiser. If you'd like to purchase or book your spot for one of the webinars, which has already started yesterday, but will be continuing for all Sundays for the month of August, which is Women's Month, different topics to be discussed by different guests. You can send an email to wisercolab@gmail.com, or you can call or text Shaista on 072 565 1265, 072 565 1265. You are listening to the Mari Mukwanda Show on Salam Media. Do stay with us. We will be right back.